All right, guys, that was halftime. Argentina versus Croatia. I'm just knocking over the desk. It's been a good game as far as ball control for Argentina. They've had the ball in the midfield, but they're just not looking creative. They get the ball, they don't know what to do with it. It's almost like the whole "Where's Messi?" conversation that we've had in the past. You can't do that. I mean, you can live or die off of that strategy, but what's happening is what's going to happen. You're going to have the ball, you're going to move it around, but you're not really going to end up affecting the game in general. Argentina's had probably the clearest choice. Perez had the best one. He just had to tap it in, and he went wide with it. Those chances don't come up. Croatia's going to wait for Argentina like we expected them to. They're going to create that double line, and they're going to just wait for that mistake, which Argentina had a couple, and Croatia just wasn't able to capitalize on them. They had open headers, they had shots from the outside, and Croatia wasn't able to capitalize. Argentina needs to be more creative when you have a player like Messi in the field, and this is something that I talk about with Cristiano, with Neymar, and players like that, is you're going to open up spaces for other players in your team. You have to be able to recognize that and utilize that. They tried doing that on the right flank. It wasn't working out for them. I'll give them that. But they have to do a better job of that. What's the point of having the ball all game? I mean, we saw it with Peru. They played a great game. They had the ball, but they couldn't make anything happen. And that's kind of where this Argentina team is looking like, where they're going to have the ball, they're going to move it around, and it's going to look visually somewhat attractive. But at the end of the day, you end up with a 0-0. It's not going to do anything for you. They do have to do that. As far as Croatia goes, they're playing their game. They know that they're not the favorites. They know that what happened with Nigeria isn't necessarily going to happen here, but they're going to give it a shot. They're going to stay back. They're going to create that double barrier and force Argentina to have to do something. And if Argentina can't do something, they're okay with the 1 point because they get Iceland at the end of this. If Croatia can come out of this with 4 points and finish the round with Iceland, that's a pretty good deal. Now, me being a competitive person, I wouldn't be okay with that. But again, these guys are playing for something bigger, and I understand the mentality. They're going to wait for that mistake. They've had several Argentina mistakes. They just haven't been able to capitalize on them. The moment they're able to do that, this team may get that goal. They may get that goal and get those 6 points. I don't see it happening any other way. They're not creating anything. When they do have the ball, it's kind of a shoot it up in European style where let's make this guy run and see if he can do something. That would work if you had a very, very talented player that could create those opportunities, but they don't. They have to really rely on the team play, which they haven't had this half. It's been let's get the ball, look up, send it, and then see what happens. Listen, it worked against Nigeria. I don't know if it'll work against Argentina, but again, Argentina is looking like 11 really good guys, but not a team. Where Croatia's trying to be more cohesive, it's just the gap in talent is apparent. And Croatia's not a bad team. Nobody in Croatia plays domestically. They all play abroad. So it's a good team. It's just you can just tell the difference in talent. And the one thing, I mean, this is Argentina's style. They like to dive and act a lot, and it's what they do. It's just what they've been known for their entire history. They've had a couple of chances where if they stayed up and fought through it, they may have had a goal, but they want to look for that foul. If you're gonna do that throughout the game, expect to be criticized at the end of this. Expect to have another tie, and expect to have to go play against Nigeria for the win to qualify. Good luck with that.